I don't know what it is about the level of hell of doing dishes is, but it's like, it feels like eternity. Like, this is my life now. I am Guy doing dishes for the rest of my life. A timer, it's beautiful for that because it gives you permission to quit. There's a whole lot of, I just got to real quick do this, and I'm just going to real quick brush my hair, and I'm going to real quick this. And like nobody factors in the walk from the car to
we all think we can teleport. We're pretty convinced teleportation is real.
I know.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is going to be, I am sure, a very, very fun episode. Today, I am joined by Russ Jones, ADHD coach, creator of the Ready, Set, Go framework, and the voice behind ADHD Big Brother. Russ is known for his real talk, practical, and often hilarious approach to coaching. He helps adults with ADHD get unstuck, gain confidence in their ability to be consistent, and ultimately gives them the cool tools to coach themselves by combining education, accountability, and a deep compassion. He is also a recent member of our Focus Balance Growth program, which we will touch on. When he joined, I want to be clear, he was already a fantastic coach. What he needed, however, was a little bit of direction, a bit of business education, and a way to bring his work to more people. And he's been able to do that. So we'll talk about that. We're going to dive into what happened, some of the wins he's experienced, as well as his own frameworks and what he uses to help people with ADHD get unstuck and get going. So welcome, Russ.
Yeah, thank you. I am super, super stoked to be here. And I'm also super, super stoked to be in the Focus Balanced Growth. I think from a revenue standpoint, which I'm sure all business people are interested in, I'm tripled what my initial investment was for that. You know how you do a 30-day initial challenge?
Yeah.
Thrice, Skye, thrice. It's been phenomenal. So huge kudos to you.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, well, thanks. And I'm excited to jump into it because, I've been doing some happy dances, as we said before, about your wins. It's always super fun to see people go for it. But let's just do a little bit about your origin story. Obviously, we've talked to you before, but for people who don't know you, how did you first find out you had ADHD?
Yep, gotcha. Okay, so I'm 50 now. I at age around 40, when I was going through just an awful couples counseling, impending divorce, and through that process, the counselor was like, "I think you should get checked for ADHD," and I, typical me, I was like, "I'm here for the marriage counseling, all right, not my brain, dude." So I did my own research, and I was like, "Oh God." And then I got diagnosed. I'm diagnosed ADHD, predominantly inattentive. And then also I have a depression diagnosis, which is craptastic. It's great. And so that's basically my origin story.
Yeah. And I think that really comes through in your coaching style, because I would describe your coaching style as very grounded, very real, very, this is life. And also, which we'll get into a little bit later. But, what changed for you when you had that lens?
I think it's very helpful in saying, "Oh, I'm not just a lazy piece of." There's actually there's a reason behind this, and so there's some grace in that. I think obviously there's that. I think this is just a common way that we process having this diagnosis late in life, is that you also have a lot of grief for what could have been, what might have been, who, if I would have only known sooner, what I could have achieved. I found it to be very helpful because it pointed my compass at like, okay, now let's screw all the normie strategies. Let me focus on what's going to help me, particularly with my skull spaghetti. You know what I mean? Like, how do I move forward?
And it wasn't just for you. You obviously help a lot of other people do the same thing. And, we'll go into some particular stories of clients that you've helped later on. But in terms of general, like, how did your own struggles then shape your desire to help others?
When I was at the lowest of my lows during COVID just stole everything from my, oh God, it was just the worst.
Yeah.
And I did purpose work. And I find that I always, I don't want to get too caught up in this because I start to get emotional, but I start I really feel for people that are struggling, just in general. And so this struggle that I went through was awful. And I'm like, so you know how you find your way out of something? I think that's like most people in therapy most therapists are like, they got through a trauma and they went down the track to become a therapist. Now they help people with that trauma, right?
Yeah. You're
So
like, it was so big, it has to have a purpose.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I did purpose work, it was all, I found that I am at my greatest, at my happiest when I'm of service to somebody else.
Yeah.
As weird as that might be, or not, not weird, but like, so I just found myself helping.
Yeah.
And the strategies and stuff just happened to be ADHD specific because they happened to work for me. And then I just kept educating and learning and growing and getting mentors and stuff and just growing through that.
No, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And I completely understand. I mean, for me personally, like, because we've known each other for a while, that I started coaching ADHD in general, but my passion has always been and is now full-time helping people who are unconventional, who say things like, I'm never going to have any money. I'm never going to be able to support my family. And who feel really down because of that reality, help them have stable financial future. Because that, for me, that was the thing that I needed to get. And that was the thing that I'm so passionate now about, being like, you can be weird and have money. It's gonna, like, we can do both.
And you're brilliant at it, by the way. Absolutely brilliant at it. So kudos to you.
Well, thanks. It's a super big passion. Like I said, and so what I want to know from you with regards to that is, you've got an unconventional business, you have an unconventional brain. That does not mean that you don't get to have, like all of us deserve, to have financial security and, grow and do the things. What part of your business felt most frustrating before you joined? Because we've been talking for a while.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you. So from the point when I decided to finally pull the trigger and join, but I've been fortunate. With the podcast, the ADHD Big Brother's done well. It's but it's a free resource, right? It doesn't bring me any money, and I don't do advertising. So I'm coaching and I run the community, and I think probably for the past year and a half I've supported myself full time doing this. And what happened is I would have good months, right? And then I'd have a shitty month, and I'd be like, oh, okay, we got to transfer this to here, and it was a financial scramble. And I was like, I need to move from this and get to a point where I have great months, and then my shitty month is actually good, so I don't have anything to worry about, and I can grow, and I can build a way to help my kids through college if that's their track, And I just didn't know. I mean, if you're talking about frustration, like, I didn't know what to do because business sucks. I don't do well. I need someone that loves business to tell me what to do. Cue, and then cut to Skye. Here's what to do, Russ.
And what you thought I was going to make you do was go on Instagram and do a big song and dance. You were like, I don't do social media.
God bless you. Bless your heart for that, by the
way. Yeah. I'm like, right, no, you do have to make reels. So
please, God, no.
So you've been in the program for like nearly 30 days. So you're still very new. I want to know two things. One, I want to know what it was like at the beginning and all the anxieties and all the about that. And then I want to know how it's going for you so far.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So coming in was the anxiety was basically money related, financial related, fed up related, and confusion related. I don't know what to do. And so because I don't, we talked about, I coach for productivity. I don't have a problem doing the work.
Yeah.
But what is the work? And that's so aggravating to me. And then the ADHD component probably would be the perfectionistic attitude of I don't want to waste my time doing wrong work. So, I'm a fan of upskilling and lean into the people that leverage the people that know the stuff. And so your program is very clear, right? So you have a load of content that I'm trying to get through. But
I always say, don't worry about it. Like, we'll direct you.
I know. Well, that's what's great about you, Skye, is like when I came in, I think for me it was, what are my daily standards? What's the thing that I do every single day? And what we came up with was podcast outreach, which just sucks. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm successful at it. I'm on your podcast, right? And then newsletter swaps. And then we did like you called it a spear email, right? An email where you go out and be like, hey, I'm building this thing. Do you want it? And it was so refreshing to know what to do. I don't really, we can talk about my adversarial relationship with my brain. I don't have a problem just doing a thing, even though I'm scared, even though all that stuff. So knowing what to do was so refreshing that it just started happening. I mean, the results were happening a lot quicker than I expected. So like, to your point, like I opened up for this process. I built a kind of a specific program. It is productivity coaching, but it was like, I'm going to help people get unstuck. I'm going to help people get confidence with being consistent, and then help them coach themselves, right? So that you fly out of the nest. And I opened up 5 spots for that. And we're not even 30 days in, Skye, and I've sold 4 of them. Like 4 people are in it right now and kicking ass. And it's super fun. So
it's so cool.
Massive change in a lot.
Are you a business owner who is struggling with ADHD symptoms? Maybe your business is making money, but you know it could be doing more. You feel like you're the bottleneck. You can't get yourself to focus. You start every day with 100 urgent tasks, and you've actually just given up on even trying to delegate. If that sounds like you want to get unstuck, you want to start growing, go ahead and click the link down below. I will show you exactly how to bridge the gap between knowing what to do and doing it consistently, even on the tough days. I've helped people like Tanya triple her revenue by focusing on her most important tasks. Kendall increased her sales volume. James used my focus routine to get his time back. Chelsea secured enough sponsorships to race in Europe, and Kate was able to get $75,000 in grants and go full-time on her business. So if you want to know how to prioritize and delegate when everything is on fire, without that inevitable crash out and the last minute panic, so that you can actually spend time with the people that matters and doing what matters, go ahead and click the link down below, and I will show you how to bridge that gap between knowing and doing consistently with ADHD. Yeah. And I want to reference, because I think this is really important for a lot of people. You were like, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea. I don't know if anyone's going to respond, pretty much at every stage of the thing. Which I think is great, because it kind of, I think a lot of people are like, I have to be in the zone. And sales, we talk about like how to get in the zone and what that looks like. But like, you can do it and be like, oh, this feels really uncomfortable. And, and this is kind of what we'll talk about later, and, and still have it work.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I have going for me is I just really love people, and I really love talking to people. And so I don't have a problem with getting on a sales call. All the words around sales are just gross to me. So getting on the other end of that and feeling like, well, I think what you call it, I don't know if it's your thing, but it's the voluntary sales funnel. Like the word sales funnel sounds gross, but the idea of people are coming to me because they want to find out if what I have is what they need. And I'm not, it's not like I got someone on the line, I've hooked somebody, now I got to make them buy. It's, let me find out from this person, this new friend of mine, if I can help them. And if I can, I'll say that I can. It's so much, it takes the pressure off big time.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. And I think it's one of those things of like, we talk about this idea where I want to just be very clear. Russ has been doing this for ages. He's been giving the value and providing the thing and learning the stuff for ages. And it really was just about adjusting it so that it was something that was more like you finally were able to communicate the effort and energy that you'd been putting in a way that led to sales. It's not like you can just turn up and be like, not have put in the work that you've put in to build a community and understand what you're doing and give to others and expect the same results. Absolutely not.
Yeah. But do you find this is like a side question. We're just going to get like, let's just shoot the shit here on the side, like businessy stuff is
yeah.
I always have this adversity to business and sales.
Mm-hmm.
And do you find that, when like you talk about a spear email where it's like, you're just asking people, you're sending in an email saying, hey, I've got this new program and are you interested? And everything in me is like, oh God, no, they're going to be mad that I emailed them. And, ooh, this is awful. And I can't do it. And getting on the other end of that particular fear and do it anyway. It is freeing. It's a little bit liberating. And the more you do it, the easier it gets to do, I would say.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you realize you don't die from it.
Yeah, it's a muscle, and it's a special, like, with ADHD coaching, what I love about it is we get on and be like, so this is super boring and you don't want to do it, and this is the step into focus routine, and these are all the other pieces that come with it. But at the end of the day, it's like you and anybody in this position has this little muscle called like rejection sensitivity. Like we have a lot of rejection problems, and we take that and we put it in a box called no thank you, I would never, because that would feel bad. So no. And, and to be fair, if you were wandering around by yourself and you didn't have strategies and no one was telling you this is actually a really good idea and you should do this particular thing, then there is a lot more rejection than you might experience with somebody who's coaching you through it. Yep. But at the end of the day, if you're going through that process and you have a coach, it's like, it's like working out at a gym. Yeah, it hurts, but you're on the path to get the best results as fast as you possibly can, because we know, if it sucked for a year and nothing happened, it's not like it's you're going to be like, that's it. And then you build the muscle, and then you get into a place where, I get told no every day. I get told yes, 10 times a day. And then you get to have resources, and you get to do what you want, and you get to do what you enjoy, and you get to help other people. And then people that you are friends with join your program and make money and feel super great. And then you feel good, which is how I feel right now doing this program. So like, that's super cool. And, I think, as long as you're doing something that you care about, that's something you think is helping other people, like this is always a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. I would say that, of all the things, if my heart wasn't in this, solopreneuring is such a slog, really.
Yeah.
It really is. And the idea of that I can do, I know I have to hire people at some point or whatever, but it is a lot of work, and you take a lot of lumps. So if my heart wasn't in it, if I didn't care about any of this, I'd be I'd be like, get me back on a 9-to-5 job. I'd be like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, not worth it.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're like, oh, I feel salesy, it's like, no, you're doing something super cool and you're telling people about it. That's what we're doing.
That's it. Yeah, totally.
So one of your biggest, philosophies that we've talked about is this idea of the even though philosophy, even though mindset. Yeah. Even though I feel awful, I'll do A, B, and C. Where did that come from?
That's a great question, because it probably came from a couple of things. It was I was in a quick group for nicotine. I had a 20-year nicotine addiction, and I joined a quick group that was very much like daily accountability, right? You post in the morning, today, no matter what, I'm not going to chew tobacco or smoke a cigarette. And then it was like, come hell or high water, I'm just not going to do it. So even though I feel awful and I feel horrible inside and I want to kill everyone and I hate myself and I hate the world, the withdrawal symptoms are crazy, even though all that, no matter what, I'm not chewing. And, cut to having like depression, and like, I'll be like, I'm not bedridden necessarily, but all I want to do is be in my bed. I don't want to do anything, but I have a life to live. I have stuff to do. So even though my brain is the biggest muscle in the world and it's telling me all these horrible things about myself, even though all of that feels true, I know it's not true on paper, but it feels true. Even though all that, I'm going to move forward. And so like, I don't know. I might diverge from some people with this mentality, I guess, or philosophy, but like we live in a time when there's so many reasons that are justified to not do a thing, right? I'm burning out.
Yeah.
I've got trauma. I'm depressed. I have a family. Kids are crazy. I have a health concern. All these reasons to not do. Absolutely don't take a break. But what if you still really wanted to do a thing? What if there was that component to you? And that's where I'm in service of that. Like, even though all that is true, like, okay, great. Take 2 hours, have a bubble bath, do a meditation, go for a walk, do your self-care. And then where's your 30 minutes to do the shitty thing? And how are we going to do that thing? That's even though it's been a game changer.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's a very powerful thing. How do you apply it to clients? Like, how do you communicate that concept when you're in a coaching scenario with clients?
It's really individualized, individual based. There's not a global and this is what you do when that doesn't happen. It's like, well, what got in the way? What is the stall point? What's getting in the way of that? And then, when people come to me for coaching, they want out. They want to do. I mean, nobody comes to coaching to be like, just tell me about ADHD. Right? Go Google it. I'll save you money. Google it.
So when people are like, I'm not ready. I'm so busy. And you're like, no one comes to me because they're like, I have so much time. Why don't I also get a coach?
I just want someone to validate that my life is hard. You can do that for free. Yeah. You can get that for free. I'm a big questioner. You pull from them their own answer. They're gonna. People will tell me what the thing is that they want to do, and they will tell me what's getting in the way, and then I'll challenge them to what is it going to take for you to, is it a baby step? Is it like all these things? Is it the easy point of entry? Is it a timer? Is it set in their environment? Whatever it is, they'll come up with it. And then I hold them accountable to it.
Yeah. Interesting. Very interesting.
Super fun.
And what is the difference between like pushing through and sort of being really hard on yourself? Because I think that's such a complicated combination of things that, comes to mind when you're talking about self-care and even though.
That's this feels like it's a perspective thing. It's, it's how you want to do this thing. So if you don't want to do it and you feel like you're punishing yourself and you'd have to push, then don't do it. Who cares?
Yeah.
But do you want to do it? Then let's make it easy.
Yeah.
I'm like scratching my head. I mean, what do you want to do? Do you want? I think pushing through and punishing is all a brain thing. And I'm not the brain is dumb. An ADHD brain, I'm sorry, but it is not the friendliest of brains. Not mine. No. My lovely school spaghetti brain is quite the nemesis sometimes. So when it's telling me, oh, this is torture, you're punishing yourself, or you're doing I'm like, all right. I chose to do this because it's something I want to do. And I'm going to allow the tantrum to take place.
Yeah. And sometimes we bribe it.
Yeah. What's it going to take, man? What do you need?
Pretty much. So let's talk about it then about the Ready, Set, Go framework, because you built a framework that kind of helps the next step of this called Ready, Set, Go. Can you walk us through what each part of that means and how it helps people build momentum?
Yeah, 100%. It's literally how you literally get started. That's what it's meant to do. So it's just a dumb acronym. That helps you to remember a thing, but it's based on 3 aspects of getting started that will really help an adult with ADHD. You just have to get over the fact that it's really remedial. And I can talk to you about how this is what the normies do anyways. We just have to put it front of mind. So SET is the acronym. So S stands for specificity. What specifically is this task that you cannot start? And specificity is like vagueness just kills initiative in my mind. Like, I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna work on finances. I'm gonna get a job.
Working memory loves that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, but That's vague. What specifically are you going to do? I'm going to clean the kitchen, maybe? That's a little bit clearer. I'm going to update my resume. That's closer, right? So specific is, what are you specifically working on? E is easy point of entry. And the easy point of entry is, it's just, what is the very first physical action that you would take in doing this thing? If it's cleaning the kitchen, maybe it's walk to kitchen, open dishwasher, perhaps. What is the easiest thing that you could imagine yourself easily doing? If someone would be like, hey man, just go over to the kitchen. I'm like, okay, I can do that. Over to the kitchen. And then T is timer, which I pray to the timer gods. I believe in them wholeheartedly. I believe that we do not, we're time blind. Time sucks for us. It's either too long or too little, and we never get it. So what you do is you cage this task in time. And you say, it's going to be 20 minutes I'm going to work on this. It's not the concept of done. I mean, great if you know what done means, but this particular effort of getting started only requires the minimum amount of time that you can imagine yourself doing this thing. For me, it's like, let's say it's doing the dishes. 10 minutes. I don't know what it is about the level of hell of doing dishes is, but it's like, it feels like eternity. Like, this is my life now. I am Guy doing dishes for the rest of my life. It's so dramatic, right? And ridiculous. But it's a timer. It's beautiful for that, because it gives you permission to quit, which is like, okay, I can see myself entering hell for 10 minutes. Great. And then go means, okay, you're specific with the thing, you know the easy point of entry, you set the timer for 10 minutes, and then you push start on the timer. When you push start on the timer, all you're doing is that easy point of entry. That's it. Don't let your brain go anywhere else. And well, now you've officially gotten started, but it also, that's the spark. That's the push start. That's that thing that creates momentum, right? That whole concept, you Google it, it's everywhere, right? Action first, then motivation. You don't sit and muster motivation and then begin a task. You have to start some aspect of it, and then you roll down the hill.
Yeah. You got to get that start. You got to get that light switch, on or off light switch. You need to turn it on. Yeah,
totally.
100%.
Yeah.
You have something that breaks this down. Do you want to tell people where they can find it?
Oh yeah. I give it away free as a PDF for people that sign up for my newsletter. So if you went to www.adhdbigbrother.com/ready-set-go, just all one word, that'll get you there.
Awesome. Sure. And we'll pop that in the show notes for you as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then, but you have to print it out, and you have to put it where you're going to look at it. Otherwise, don't even bother. I know you. I know you people. I know who you are.
Well, let's talk about some clients there, because I'm sure there's a lot of people being like, cool, but like, how would this work? How would this work in my situation? You've had some pretty amazing client wins. Can you highlight a couple that have, highlighted this power of ready, set, go and getting that momentum and accountability?
Yeah. And I mean, I don't force feed any framework or anything on anybody. Like, if it's what you need, it'll be offered. But the two that I can think of top of mind are, I helped a guy get his U.S. citizenship, and I don't know how to get U.S. citizenship. He's like a CEO level, and he's been in the country for a long time, and he's just been dragging his feet on it because he just couldn't the paperwork, and I just can't get started.
Yeah.
And so when you have the accountability of a coach, and you problem solve, right? You problem solve what's getting in the way. When could you do it? Can you commit to that time? How are you going to remember? All these coaching questions, right?
Yeah.
And he really leaned into, I guess, his people-pleasing nature. Russ is watching. Russ is going to check in. Russ wants to know. And I'm a real hardcore person for daily accountability. I'm like, it's not enough for me just to be like, let's meet on a Monday, and then let's check in next Monday, and I'll ask you if you did stuff, and you'll say no, and then we'll talk about it again.
We'll talk about it again. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, the the curse and the blessing, right, of a coach, a good coach, is how fast can I get fired? And so we did daily accountability, and so he got his U.S. citizenship. He banged it out, and I get
That's awesome.
just in time, right? This is not a good time to not be a U.S. citizen, I would imagine.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, it must be so good to have that stability.
Yes, and big time. And he continued on. Like, I still work with him. Once people get successful, they can titrate down to like just the daily accountability part of it, because he just found so much value in it. And then I helped this one is really near and dear to my heart. I helped a helper. I helped a therapist, and she was has ADHD, and she was couldn't get to work. I mean, she would get to work on time, but on time, when you're running it through the door to your first client, that sucks. She didn't like that. And it was helping her understand her time and helping her. Do you ever find, like, with your clients, Skye, like there's a whole lot of, I just got to real quick do this, and I'm just going to real quick brush my hair, and I'm going to real quick this, and nobody factors in the walk from the car to
we all think we can
work.
Teleport. We're pretty convinced teleportation is real.
I know. And so you create you go through that process of really looking at time for that person, and she got on the other end of it. She was able to get to work with like 20 minutes advance notice, so she could settle in to be there for her first client, which is awesome. And also make time for her notes. God, client notes is
oh my gosh, tough. Yeah, I've worked with so many clients. Like, I to be completely honest with you guys, I don't do professionals anymore, but that is where I started my business and grew it to 6 figures, and before switching to business owners. But man, the amount of client notes, the amount of grading, that is, it's a tough dopamine struggle.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
I feel so, I love therapists. I have, I've been forming relationships with therapists. I'm going to be doing a presentation for therapists coming up in November.
This is your special niche?
I know. I'm niching down, Skye. No, but I'm like, we really shit on therapists. Like, they go through all this schooling and all this education, and then we shove them in a state and say, you can only help people in Oklahoma. There you go. Don't you dare think about people from otherwhere. That is such a
we're
disservice.
Out here coaching. It's like, woo.
I know. I can coach people from Hong Kong. I can do anything. And so I'm like, and then you add on top of that the fact they have to have all these comprehensive notes for their client, and they have to fill their client ticket. They don't have time to do what I want to do is the productivity of the accountability. Help therapists be in a supplement to their for their ADHD clients.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And so, if we think about all of these different pieces, I want to jump in a little bit more and ask about what do you wish ADHD coaches, because there's a ton of them out there now, what do you wish they understood more about being a coach and running a coaching business, for those who are new, for those who are interested?
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a good one, right? It's that being a coach is not enough. It's a business. I know. If you build it, they won't necessarily come. You have to. You have to go after it. I mean, that was really one of the big, a big component of my own growth through you, Skye, was the outreach. You have to do the shitty stuff to be able to do the stuff that your heart is in.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And what about, and I want to know about this, what about when people are like, oh, but that means I'm going to have to do sales calls, and that means I'm going to have to talk about pricing, and that means I'm going to have to price up, because I just like Russ, I'll say, I know you guys, you're all undercharging.
Yeah, that is a tough one, Skye, really. yeah, I would say hire a business coach like Skye Watterson to help you get on the other end of that. Well, and also some of it came from my thinking of where I put things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a podcast, and in the podcast, I give people the answer to getting
Yeah.
on the other end of ADHD struggles. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
guys go and listen to ADHD Big Brother, you'll hear plenty of tips and tricks and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
So if money is an object, then the struggle then is find people in your tribe that can hold you accountable.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable, get people that you can be vulnerable around, and that there's your freeway. And then, I have the community, which is a
Mm-hmm.
fraction of the cost of coaching, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just all like the farther away you go from one-on-one, the more you need to self-direct, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm becoming more cool with that, with the idea of
Mm-hmm.
like, no, it's okay. Like, and so when I show up for people one-on-one, they're, I have to charge more because
Yeah.
I want what I want for my kids, and I want shelter for myself. And it's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Which is great. And I think it's also, you want to be able to provide the biggest value. Like if
Yeah.
you do something and someone goes, yep, that's a reasonable price. You've provided a massive value for that price. You're at the right level dopamine wise and everything's going along and you're like messaging them every day and making things happen. Then you also have the resources to hire somebody. And then that allows you to do more of the podcast and that allows you to make more stuff and put it on the internet. I feel like, the more you have, the more you can give. And that is fundamentally, for me personally, that's a big part of it. I always say to people, because trust me, like every second sales conversation I have with people, they're like, I don't want to make money. I'm like, okay, what do you want from life? How many resources do you need to
Yeah.
reach that goal? Now we're just
Yeah.
talking about it in a different way, but fundamentally, um, it's fundamentally something you can use to help more people.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember when I didn't have coach money, or I didn't have therapy money, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any, and I had to do it Goodwill Hunting style,
Mm-hmm.
read the books, and I had to create challenges with my friends, and I had to,
Yeah,
if
binge all the
if the des-
podcasts.
and do the work, and
Mm-hmm.
actually find your way to do the work. And for me, it
Mm-hmm.
always comes with somebody else, whether it's a
Yeah.
friend, or whether it's a community, like an online community, or
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a one-on-one coach. Um,
Yeah.
if I have therapy money and coach money, I'm hiring a therapy and a coach. It
Yeah.
just, that is what it is.
And
That's the fast track to get on the other end
yeah,
of it.
it is. I remember when I hired my first business coach, and he was a guy from America. He was like, oh, like he doesn't even do one-on-one coaching anymore. And randomly we met each other, and he told me how much it was, and I was like, oh my god, like this is
Gulp.
crazy. But because I was like, I make this little amount and then I have this little, and then it was in the ability to say like, okay, what if we thought bigger and we invested bigger and we did that? And I am not saying that anyone does that if that's not the right thing for them. But for
Mhm.
me personally, yeah, there was. In fact, I think I just released an email about it. Like I used to be that person who counted pennies and acted as if ROI did not exist, return on investment. I was like, nope, thank you very much. I have this and I'm going to keep it and no one's
It's
going to have
mine.
it.
Yeah.
Super, super healthy way of dealing with financial struggles. But that's kind of an aside. So for you then, what would you say is like where you're at? How are you feeling now? That's what I want to know. How's Russ doing now?
Russ is doing pretty good. Thank you. August, I said this on my podcast. I sunk in August, was so depressed
Mhm.
for like a
Yeah.
long time. And just so I'm unmedicated, and not because I don't love medicine. I'm so pro medicine, but I'm the side effects guy. So
Mm.
God, I can't, or
Yeah.
I'm not willing to try any more medicine at this point in my life.
Mhm.
So August was just a slog.
Mhm.
But then September, man, and after starting working with you, Skye, it's such a momentum booster, and I've been upskilling like you wouldn't believe from your program.
You have. You've been amazing.
Big time. Very big time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
So I'm doing awesome. Yeah. My goal, I have a pretty ambitious goal do you do 30-day challenges every 30 days or is that just your kickoff?
Okay. No, we do 30-day challenges and then we get you on a 7-week cycle. And we just keep you on there so that you're always doing something.
Oh man. Yeah, I've got a number I'm not going to share it here, but I have a number that's coming up on my next one. It's ambitious. Can we do it, Skye? We're going to get there. Let's do it. Let's get there.
Well, look what you did in 30 days. So we'll see.
I know.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, what is one professional win that you are the most proud of right now?
Helping the helper. Big time.
Yeah.
I don't even have to think about that. I have such a light. This is my wooey nature. I have such a light in me for people that have that light, that want to be of service. I love it.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that was just the peak experience for me.
Super cool. And what is one, if you had to pick one, failure that has shaped how you coach now?
Yeah, good one. The failure. I don't know. I don't know if this is actually it's a self-determined failure. How about this? I think early on in my coaching, I did a lot of telling people like, oh, try this, do this, try this, which I want from my business coach. So that's what I want from you, Skye. But it's for an ADHD person who's trying to get on the other end of stuff. Yeah. I found it to be way more beneficial and helpful and exciting and fun to ask questions and let the answer come from them and from their ideas, because we're all so unique, every single one of us. We have all different flavors of skull spaghetti. So the epiphanies that come from within are always the ones that have more likely chance to stick. Yeah. So that was something I learned early on. And when you're not in alignment with, I feel like I'm asking coach. I feel like I'm being a coach. I have to coach. And I'm like, what? Why does this feel stupid? That was something I learned, and I really incorporated into how I do things now.
Yeah, which I think is awesome. That's great. There's nothing like someone comes in and they're like, you should do this. And you're like, whoa, I don't even know your name. Like we haven't even had a conversation yet.
Dad. Okay, Dad. Yeah. Let me show you how I cannot do that. Like we're so oppositional, right?
Yeah, you're like, that's it. We're done. Yeah. And also you're like, hey, maybe listen to like some of the context first. So yeah, 100%. What is and I'm curious about this, you have stuff that you need to do, like we talked about, email outreach, things like that just kind of suck. What is your go-to like dopamine boost? Like, what are you doing to kind of like be like, no, we can do this?
Not for that, but I will say, because I'm a timer guy. I have no problem setting a 45-minute timer to do deep work and then a 15-minute break. I do that. Yeah. But for things that I'll say, okay, remember when I was going to first start doing sales calls? We were first talking about them as being sales calls. Yeah. And you were very adamant that I do fun things. Yeah. Or pump up things, right? And
kind of my thing.
It was brilliant. And so I listened to like tropical house music, like really upbeat, like it's my jogging playlist. So I listened to so music would be one. And then I have like a pull-up bar with like gymnastics exercise rings. Because exercise has to be some kind of fun for me, or it's just the dumbest. And so I fiddle fart with my rings just to move my body, and that gets me prepped.
Yeah, that's awesome. So for those of you who are jumping on a sales call with Russ after this, just know he's coming up from
I'm listening to Kygo and doing 5 push-ups with exercise rings.
Yeah, you guys should both do that, and then you jump on the
That
call. That'd be
is
great.
hilarious.
It's great energy. Awesome. Yeah. So where can people find out more about you, grab your framework, check in one-on-one with you, that kind of thing?
Yeah, if you go to www.adhdbigbrother.com, that will give you, you can find everything from there, where if you want to book a free chat with me to find out if it's a good fit, great. You could check out our community. That's the links are there. And then if you want the Ready, Set, Go framework, it's adhdbigbrother.com/ready, set, go. And I'll say this, like my specific flavor of ADHD coaching is in the productivity. If you are truly stuck and you want, like you keep saying, if I could just get consistent with my system, if that's coming out of your mouth all the time, that you're my person. That's the kind of person I can help. Yeah.
That's awesome. And, for those of you who don't know how one-on-one coaching works, it fills up and then you have no more spaces. So I recommend jumping on it.
Yeah. I have one as of right now. Who knows what it's going to be when this airs, but I got one left. Yeah. Get them while they're hot, people.
Awesome. Well, great chatting with you, Russ. Always a good time. And, and yeah, I'm sure we'll be on again. I'm sure we'll chat again.
We'll talk soon. Thank you so much, Skye. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening, and a big thank you to Adam for making us sound great, Anastasia for making us look great, and Jess for putting it all together. We couldn't do it without you. If you want to find out more about us, or you want to deep dive into ADHD strategies, particularly for business owners, you can find us on Instagram at Unconventional Organization. That is where the community is. That is where we are chatting. You can see all the fun and exciting things that we're bringing to the table there. So please go find us. DM me any questions, any thoughts you have. I always like talking with you guys. See you soon.